Hey everyone, good morning and happy Tuesday. Welcome to Aspot Office Hours live health sessions. So, this is where you can ask your quick questions regarding Aspot and get live help. And on this live help sessions, we also do live builds to show you how different Aspot tools can work in real use cases. So, I hope everyone is doing great today. Hey Eva, great to see you here. I think we also have Chandrakant, we have Olive. Nice to see you guys. We have Robin, we have Teresa on the call. Awesome, awesome. And I think you guys will like what we will be creating today. So I'm calling it's something called the Billionaire's Clone Bot. Okay. So basically, in simple terms, it's just a simple way to pressure test an idea through three different strategic lenses. So first one will be product growth. So right now we have three billionaires that we are cloning for this canvas. So first one is mainly focused on product growth and network effects. So that's going to be our Zuckerberg mode. And then next we have the first principles engineering breakdown. So that one's going to be the Musk mode or the Elon Musk mode. And then third is our long-term customer obsession and flywheel logic. This one is going to be the Bezos mode. So these are, these billionaires are known for this for their concepts and principles like this. So that's what we will be doing today. We will clone these principles, these ideas, and then we are going to build this inside Canvas and not as a chatbot. So the reason for that is simple. It's because Canvas is more of an internal tool. It's where you build thinking engines, framework, this decision tools for yourself or for your client's team. Meanwhile, chatbots are customer facing. So if you've been to our previous live help sessions, we've been building chatbots for websites, right? We've been building Q&A bots. Um, and so that's why we won't be using chatbots for today. We will be using Canvas, which is where you can design the brain behind a chatbot. So this build is actually just pretty light. I've created it just one using one solid system prompt. However, the system prompt it's kind of like super complicated actually. I think I've been refining it for about an hour now just so we can get the right system prompt for this canvas. So I'll show you guys the exact prompt that we will be using and how we will be building it. So let's jump into it. Then we go to my Aspat account. Now let me go to Canvas. Okay, there you go. Now let's click on create. And then let's go to Canvas. And then maybe let's just name this the Billionaire's Clone Bot. Awesome. Now let's click on create. So that's being created. Da, da, da. Let's just wait for that to finish. Great. All right. Now let's click inside the canvas itself. And so we won't be adding sources for this. We will be just relying on the system prompt itself. So let me go ahead and modify the general settings. So for our title, we'll be using this title, Billionaire's Clone Bot. And then for the call to action, let's just put this. And then I'll just copy the link of this exact canvas right there. Oh, sorry. Preview and then copy this, then put that right there. Okay, cool. Right. So now that we have that, let's go over to our chat section and then let's put our headline. Choose your billionaire thinking mode. And then for the initial message, we'll just putting this. So welcome to the billionaire's clone bot. So choose a thinking mode below. Then paste your idea, your offer, or your strategy. And then you will receive feedback modeled after their strategic principles. And this is just a good disclaimer to add. And then ready where you are. Okay, great. Now, we will be adding I'm sorry, let me just customize this for now. Okay, cool. Think this one's okay. Now, let me just go to channels first before we go to AI config, since we'll be adding where did that URL come from? So that came from the preview mode. I just copied the share link of the canvas itself, so that if they click on this, so basically it's just kind of like, putting it right there, the link of the Canva. So you can change this anytime. If you have like a call to action button that you want to add in here, you can change this link URL anytime. And as I was saying, over here on channels, we will go to question channel and add our options. So we have three options, right? Like what I mentioned earlier, we have the Zuckerberg mode. So this one's mainly focused on product growth and network effects. Let me just make sure that's created. And then we have the Musk mode. So let me just put that right there. So mainly focus on first principles engineering breakdown. Great. Then let's add another channel. So this one's going to be the Bezos mode. Let's just put the title right there. So mainly focus on long-term customer obsession and flywheel logic. Okay, cool. There you go. So since we have all this tree there, we just make sure that we have that added on our initial welcome message. This is going to be the user selection. So they have three, there you go, to select from. And let's just make sure to rename the call to action name, and have them kind of like match with the channels itself. And then the Bezos, cannot copy that. So just get this, put that right there. Okay, awesome. So save that. And let's just take a quick look at how our canvas looks like right now. Okay, great. Awesome. I think this is good so far. So they can just simply select on this selection, on these options, and it will start or trigger the conversation. So let me just now, this is the exciting part. So this is going to be what will make our canvas super smart. So I'm going to be adding our system prompt. Let me just show you guys right here. Let's delete that. And then enlarge this a little bit. Okay, cool. Now let's just put that right there. Okay, cool. So as you can see here, it says you are a strategic AI modeled after elite billionaire level business frameworks. Okay, you do not claim to be the real person. You must clearly state that your analysis is based on publicly known strategic principles. Okay, you are not the real individual. So you will receive like the which mode did the user select. So it's either going to be Zuckerberg, Musk, or Bezos, and then the user idea. It may be empty initially because they'll just be clicking on the buttons, right? They won't be inputting their idea. So we added phase one for this. If the user has selected a mode but has not yet provided their idea, you must respond with the following, and then a few do not items, and the tone itself. Next is phase two. So this one's going to be the conversational interview. Okay, so interview mode is mandatory. The AI must ask one question at a time to kind of like analyze where the user is at when it comes to their idea, when it comes to their strategy. And then it will, after the user responds, it will acknowledge their answer in one sentence maximum, and then ask the next single most important question, and then stop again. The reason why I added this prompt earlier, because the AI just keeps on blurting out multiple questions, and that can be overwhelming. That's why I kind of like hard coded or hard prompted that into the AI. So as you can see, if the mode is Zuckerberg, you must focus on the following. If the mode is, for example, Elon Musk, you must focus on the following. Same goes with Bezos. Okay, so now You may only transition to phase three when the user says that's all, or if the AI has already asked all the five questions. Until then, the AI will remain in interview mode. Okay. So here we have our phase three. So this one's going to be the structured strategic breakdown. So now it will only switch to this stage after this has been completed. Okay, so we have phase two, we have phase three, and then this will be the exact format that it will kind of like show the user. So you have your mode confirmation, the core strategic diagnosis, the framework breakdown, like a brutal truth also, strategic next moves, and then metrics to watch, key assumptions. And then I also made sure that so after kind of like showing the output itself. I asked the AI to have like a continuity bridge. So after the full breakdown, it will be adding the next steps. So I wanted to be able to move forward with the user and kind of like, instead of like just providing the output and then we're done with it. Now I want the AI to be kind of like a strategic thinking partner of the user itself. So that's why we have the phase four. So that's it. I think, yeah, we just have four phases for this prompt itself. And the good thing about this is if you're like looking to build something similar, but you don't want to use, Zuckerberg, Musk, Bezos, you just want to maybe, clone some marketing gurus like Alex Hormozy, Leila Hormozy, or any other marketing or what they call this agency owners out there, you can simply do that. You just need to kind of like use this prompt right here as a basis since it's already been structured out, and you will just need to change a few things. So now that we have our system prompt all laid out, Teresa says great prompt, Cream. Thank you for that, Teresa. um Super great to read that. Thank you. Now let's do a preview. Okay, so now that we have the system prompt, um it will now be able to kind of like create the strategic thinking or create the analysis for the user. So I just selected the Zuckerberg mode, and then it's asking me to please space your idea, offer or strategy here, and then I will analyze it through the lens of precision targeting. Okay, cool. So now I'll just give it like a fictitious answer. Not really building this, but let's try it right now. So let's just say I'm building an AI powered content repurposing tool for B2B founders. They upload one long form video and it automatically generates LinkedIn, Twitter threads, and email newsletters, monthly subscription, early stage, no users yet. Okay, so we will send that. It seems there was no. Oh no, our prompt did not work. That's sad. So let's change this to 4.0 and let's try again. This is funny. I was just gloating about how great my prompt is. So let's try that again. Don says, Tech Wizard with a creative gene. Amazing. Thank you for that, Don. Let's get this correct first before I gloat again about my prompt. So there you go. Okay, awesome. So it did work. We had just had to change it to 4.0. We had to make it, we had to select the smarter AI model for it to work, for it to work. So it says, question one, who is your precise target user within the category of B2B founders and what motivates them to use your tool? Okay, that is a great question. So now it's basically asking for our ICP, right? Yeah, ideal customer profile. So let's just kind of like explain that. Their founder-led sales, active on LinkedIn, trying to build authority to drive inbound. Da, da, da. So now I'm just kind of like explaining our ideal customer profile to this AI. Um, there you go. How do you plan to establish a habit loop that encourages this founder to regularly use who, given their focus on consistency? and distribution. Okay. It's kind of like asking us for like a habit loop that will encourage the user to regularly use the tool itself. Next question. What distribution wedge will you leverage to initially attract this solo B2B founders, okay, to your platform? Okay, so let's just answer that a little bit. Let's answer like a plan that we have. Okay, so how will you measure and ensure strong retention mechanics to keep these founders engaged with the platform over time? Okay, so that's a good question. Let's just answer that. Okay, so I think this will be the last question. How do you plan to calculate and communicate the growth loop math, ensuring users understand the direct impact of using your tool on their business objectives? Okay, so I think we'll need to answer with kind of like our growth plan for this tool. Okay, so I think it was able to go through all of the five questions. Okay, great. So after asking all of the five questions, I think awesome. Our prompt worked. It was able to provide us with the core strategic diagnosis, the framework breakdown, the brutal truth, and then the strategic next moves. You also have the metrics to watch that is relevant. And then we have our key assumptions. And this is the continuity phase, right? The phase four. So the next step is to, the strategy requires execution precision. This framework provides a foundation for your growth approach, but is not the finish line. So that is a great sentence to have. So it's just basically communicating with the user. This is not everything. We can like redesign your growth loop and the activation mechanics next. So I like it. It's like a strategic thinking partner, right? So you kind of like have the principles of Mark Zuckerberg, working with your business idea or your tool idea. So let's just take a look at the chats. When you're done, please tell us why it worked when you changed models. So earlier I think we were on the um GPT-4. Oh no, sorry. I think it was GPT-4 or GPT-4 Turbo. So it was set as default in ASPOD. So I think that is an older AI model and it cannot really handle meticulous stuff like this, especially long prompts like this. So that's why I changed to 4.0. So you can also use GPT-5 if you want. You can select between these two, but I find that 4.0 is kind of like the fastest for me, and I haven't really moved on from it. I mean, OpenAI has already moved on from 4.0, but I haven't. I love it. So that's what I'm using right now, and it's super great. I mean, as you can see, it was able to answer and provide us with the framework breakdown. And then will this training be found on Aspot later so we can watch it again later? Yes, certainly. I will be posting this training or this recording inside this school group, Aspot community school group, along with the duplicate copy. You can just import the link of this tool to your Aspot account. What happens when you answer the last question? Oh, let's try that right now. That's a great question, Robin. Yes, I would like to redesign the growth loop and activation mechanics, something like that. Let's see what happens. Oh, okay. Cool. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Oh no. Oh, okay. Okay. I thought it was like, I thought it, okay. I thought it went away from our prompt. So far, I think it's still going to continue with the phase four. So I think it's going to be on loop and keep repeating phase four, which is the continuity phase. So as you can see, it's suggesting now, would you like to explore specific features or tactics for user onboarding next? So it's still going to continue with phase four, even if you answer the last question. So I think that that answers your question, Robin. Let me know if you still have like questions on how it works. And then Olive says, if I wanted to add a knowledge base, could I do that? If I wanted to do this for a particular guru and I have had some of the writings, could I have them as a source? Yes. Yep. Certainly, it would improve the AI. The reason why I didn't add a knowledge base or I didn't add any source document and I just relied on the prompt is because there basically we are cloning three brains, right? We're cloning Mark Zuckerberg, we're cloning Elon Musk, and we're cloning Jeff Bezos. So if I kind of like mix it up and add all of their principles into the knowledge base, it might confuse the AI as to which is which. I mean, which brain is this for? Which guru is this for? Something like that. So if you're just going to create this around one person, you're just going to clone a brain of one person, create this Canva, like what you mentioned, for example, Darren Harding. Yes, I would recommend using the knowledge base, adding a source, like how they write, what are their marketing principles, or something like that. I highly suggest that, Olive. It would tremendously help the AI like learn from the persona that we're cloning itself. Let's see here. Any other questions maybe regarding this build? Oh, if you're going to be redoing this for a guru, Olive, you may want to use the Aspot Canvas tool, and then you can just ask it to kind of like revise this prompt around your client. So as you can see, I'll just put that under chat, Aspot Canvas Creator. Because it knows how prompting works in Canva, in Aspot Canvas, so it's good to have that custom GPT assistant. Um, Let me just also put the share link of this canvas. Billionaire's clone bot duplicate. Duplicate. There you go. So I just put that in the chat, you guys. The Billionaire's Clone bot duplicate. Feel free to import it to your account, and then tweak it a little bit. Try testing it. Try refining it. If there's some updates to the prompt that you want to do, that's also possible. But that would be it for our today's build. Any last questions before we wrap up the call? Awesome, great. All right. Um. Eva says, where do I find a genius like you to work with my team? You can clone me. Sorry. You can clone me like a robot. Don says, how do you come up with these bills? You even sleep well. Thanks, Kim. Thank you for that, Don. I really appreciate it. You guys, I'm very flattered. You guys just made my day. Thank you so much for that. Well, if there's nothing else, you guys, I really, really appreciate you all for joining. It was a great session. I really, really appreciate everyone who hopped on the call. And I'll see you on the next live house session on Thursday. Thank you so much. Bye bye.